Yesterday, the World Meteorological Organization released their State of the Climate Report for 2020. And I wanted to talk through some of the findings. First of all, it started by looking at what a record-breaking year 2020 was. I've talked about these points before, but it was record-breaking. The joint warmest year we've ever recorded, record levels of carbon dioxide, sea levels, ocean heat, Arctic sea ice decline, record wildfires and record hurricanes. These are all climate indicators, and they're all getting worse. And the report highlights how relentless climate change has been in the last year. We're seeing an increase in the frequency, the intensity of extreme weather events, huge loss and damage, and it affects people, economies and ecosystems. Nearly 10 million people were displaced during the first half of last year due to weather in just southern Asia and eastern Africa alone. And more than 50 million people were hit by the double whammy of climate-related disasters and the pandemic as well, and that had a huge impact on worsening food security as well. But the irony is that the world's 1% of wealthiest nations produce twice the carbon emissions of 50% of the poorest. And Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, said this report is a shock to all of us, and he gave us this warning. The verge of the abyss, and this is why we need to act now. World leaders are meeting up later on this week for a summit. There's a big one, obviously, in Glasgow at the end of the year, and it's hoped that we can come together to make this year the turning point to tackle climate change. And if you want to today, you are out and about in the warmth and the sunshine, you'll notice how dry it's been lately, and there is more dry weather in the forecast as we head through the next few days. First thing this morning, it is cloudy with rain for Scotland and Northern Ireland, drier and sunnier further south, and there is more warm, sunny weather on the way, Charlotte.
Good to know. Laura, thanks very much.
Good morning to you. It is feeling pleasantly warm in the sunshine at the moment, but that is slowly set to change. The high pressure we've got that's keeping things largely dry changes where it sits. We see cold air moving in from the north, so temperatures set to tumble as we head through the end of the week. Nighttime frost returning yet again with a vengeance, particularly across the north. But there's still a lot of dry weather in the forecast. And for today, yes, there's plenty of sunshine. We still have some patchy rain around and frost and fog first thing. So this is how it looks this morning. England and Wales, largely fine and dry, but with clear skies. That is where we have our sub-zero temperatures to start. Milder with the cloudy skies further north for Scotland and Northern Ireland with outbreaks of rain. The rain isn't too heavy. It's sort of patchy nuisance value rain that will slowly slip its way southwards, easing as it does so. And the skies then brighten for the north of Scotland. And here is where our change comes. Sunnier but colder conditions here, but milder with the sunshine further south. 18 degrees is our top temperature in the sunshine, but watch out for high pollen levels and moderate to high levels of UV. So let's take a look at our outlook, where your weekend remains in view, and a sneak peek at next week as well. For the north of the UK, Scotland, Northern Ireland and the far north of England, for the next few days, we slowly start to see our temperatures climb. We could actually be up to 16 degrees for some parts of Scotland as we head towards the end of the week before it turns cooler into next week. Percentage chance of rainfall is highest today, with that weather front sitting around, mostly light patchy rain, but after that, the high pressure does its job, keeps weather fronts at bay, and the outlook is dry. Fortunes further south for the rest of England and Wales. Well, again, temperatures, here's our average line, above average today, above average for the rest of the week, but turning cooler as we head into next week. And then percentage chance of rainfall if you have some outdoor plans. This is good news. It is dry, high pressure around, barely a spot of rain. Welcome news for many, perhaps not welcome news for gardens, but worth pointing out that overnight we see the return of those frosts. And Northern Ireland have cloudy skies, outbreaks of rain, where it is actually a mild start to the day, thanks to that cloud acting like a blanket. But England and Wales, it's clear, it's cold, with some fog that will slowly burn back to the coast. But it is set to be another beautiful day for England and Wales. Temperatures climbing up to 18 or 19 degrees, cooler for Scotland and Northern Ireland. Sunshine returns in the far north, but the colder air starts to move in, and then we see some scattered showers. The outlook is for fine weather to stay with us. High pressure dominates. A bit of a dip in our temperatures tomorrow, but then warming up in the sunshine into the weekend.